Plucked loose by Jones. Fires, Gibbs Lawhorn. There's another three.
Wow.
This guy's incredible. He's got 5 triples tonight.
Oh!
Steal. Gibbs Lawhorn has got it back for UNLV. Elevates and hammers. 2-point game.
I think this league is really well coached with a lot of good players in a very physical league. And I think the conference tournament is open for anybody. I think we've beat each other up. Everyone's, been at a high level and just beat each other up. Everyone's good in this league. So it's for anybody's taking. And it'll be an interesting next week. I think it's going to be one of the most watched league tournaments of anybody, because there's a lot of scenarios and a lot of things can happen at stake to see what happens to get to Saturday.
It's tourney time in Las Vegas. The best week of the year is here. Coach was telling me it is the Super Bowl on Wednesday. UNLV getting set to play Wyoming, opening up the men's tournament on Wednesday for a noon tip-off. There's already an upset in the women's tournament with the #1 seed SDSU going down today. Coach, your team is playing elite basketball right now.
Yeah, well, a few things, Paloma. Let's talk about this week. We had a great week because we had a great game on Tuesday versus Utah State, and then Friday we played really well versus San Diego State. Came up a little short, but let's talk on Tuesday's game. I thought it was a really complete performance from the tip of the ball all the way to the end of the game. And what was amazing about it, Paloma, was that Dre Gibbs Lawhorn, who was in the month of February was averaging over 30 points a game, had 0 points at half. But it just showed you what our team had. We had a great team win. And I was so proud of Dravian Gibbs Lawhorn on a few areas. Number one, I thought his point guard play and the way that he moved the ball put us in great positions there. He didn't have the woe is me or upset that he wasn't scoring. He was cheering for his teammates. And then other guys stepped up, and a guy like Howie Fleming has a triple-double. You can see the bracket right here. We got the bracket up by James right there. Great job, James. But then, and we open up, we draw Wyoming. Okay, now let me just, I'm going to move from Utah State right to Wyoming.
Let's go time.
Let me just say this: the first time we played Wyoming, we got thumped. We were not good. I had altitude sickness. Half our team had altitude sickness. It was a bad game. We were bad. Wyoming was really good. We are a different team than we were then. And Wyoming's a different team than they were then.
Right, yeah.
They've won 5 of 6. They're playing really well. They're very well coached by Sundance Wicks. This is the Super Bowl. Everyone's talking about what about Thursday, Friday, Saturday. You cannot get to Thursday, Friday, or Saturday if you don't win on Wednesday. And Wednesday, I look at it, is a really good Wyoming basketball team. And they've got great guard play. They run good actions. They're an athletic team. They're a great offensive rebounding team. And like I said, we got thumped. We got completely our butts kicked about 2.5 months ago when we played them. So, as a competitor, you want another shot at that because this is a very good basketball team and Wyoming. But we're playing differently. They're playing differently. They're better than they were at. So we know we got to be at a high level. It's a great opportunity. Everyone starts 0-0. And I tell you what, it's an exciting time of the year, as you mentioned, and a lot to look forward to. We play Wednesday at noon. It's like Wednesday at noon means that you can come and drink the beers and the concessions, come and have a great time. Well, it's like, what do they think of the movies, and you get that early matinee. I mean, come at noon, and then you can play hooky the rest of the day.
I agree.
And not have to go to work.
Everyone on Wednesday, it's a national holiday in Las Vegas. We need to see you at the Thomas and Mack. Coach, what do you think about the bracket? You beat Wyoming on Wednesday. Let's say you got to face Utah State again.
Yeah, I mean, look, what I would tell you that, our only focus and our only mindset is the Wyoming game. But because we have the RebZone, which is the highest rated TV show on Fox 5 of the sports shows, which is great, we got to talk about the entire bracket, okay? So I'm going to take my coaching hat off and go to my media hat here for a second. So I got to talk about the whole bracket. But yes, if we're very fortunate enough to beat Wyoming, then you're playing Utah State. And we've had great success against Utah State, but they've won the league outright. We beat them twice. We're the only team to beat them at home. If you're so fortunate to get through that game, Then on Friday, everyone says Friday the place would maybe sell out.
Yeah, it's fun.
And of so much of UNLV fans and everything else. So I say all that to say it's a great brand. Here's what I would tell you about the Mountain West Conference. This league has kind of just beat each other up.
Yeah, physical.
Everyone's just beat each other up in this league. And so that all being said, it's anybody's taking. Like anybody can win this tournament. Yeah, probably going to be tough for Air Force, just to be honest with you. They've had some, they're well coached and they've got good players. Yeah. They've had a tough season. So maybe you don't include Air Force that can win the whole thing. And that's not anything on them. They just had a tough season. But everybody else, it can get hot and anybody can win this thing. It's wide open. My personal opinion is Utah State's an autumn. They're going to be an at-large, whether they're in no matter what. And then it becomes if Utah State doesn't win the tournament championship, then it becomes a 2-bid league. If Utah State wins it, it could be a 1-bid league.
Welcome back to the RebZone. In the commercial break, I was telling Coach he's not only a fan favorite here in Las Vegas, but nationally, just running up and down the sideline.
Well, a couple things. One, it depends on which fan base you ask. Secondly, what happens is when the ball is tipped, my mind loses it because I'm vicariously living through the players.
Yeah.
And I want to win every possession.
Yeah.
EPIP, every possession is precious. And here's the deal, Paloma, like winning's got to be more important than breathing. So that's how I am. Like every guy's got to be aligned with me, and we're starting to understand that. I wish we understood a little more in November and December. The guys get it now that winning is more important than breathing. Yeah. Cool, casual, or cute are going to get your butt kicked. Yeah. Like you've got to have a mentality. You've got to be a competitor. If you're not a competitor and a fighter, if you want to lay in the canvas in a fetal position and get kicked, you're not aligned with me.
Yeah.
To where we want to get to in this rebuild of this program and at the level we want to get to, it's got to be about a fight mentality. Winning has to be more important than breathing. That's got to be the mentality.
EPIP, I have it written on my office. It's everywhere. So we got a little Coach Pastner energy in here. Let's take a look back on Friday night. A thriller in San Diego. 2 GOATs. Talking pregame in San Diego, UNLV alumni.
That's a GOAT right there.
He's the GOAT sitting courtside. Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn starts heating up from deep. UNLV jumps on the board first in sunny San Diego. How about Kamani Hamilton? What a week this man's had. Throws down the slam, revs up 11-8. As we know, Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn, he's got ice in his veins waiting for that Mountain West Player of the Year honor this week. Gibbs-Lawhorn knocks down back-to-back threes, revs in front 17-11. Tyron Jones not playing like a freshman this season. Jones putting on a dunk show on the road at Viejas Arena. UNLV SDSU tied up at 26. Howie Fleming Jr. shoots the 3. Walter Brown is all over it. Shout out to Walter Brown this week. Rebs in front 28-26. Nice little play inside to Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn for the floater. UNLV fighting in the first half, trailing SDSU 42-39 at the half. Tyron Jones, Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn still hooping in the second half. What a play. Gibbs-Lawhorn's 5th 3 of the night. The Aztecs would answer back on the other end, knocking down back-to-back threes. SDSU steals the lead, 56-53. We got a nail-biter. 40-minute fight in the Mountain West. Dre Gibbs-Lawhorn comes up with the big steal and swing here. The Rebs trail the Aztecs 86-84, but SDSU lands on top on senior night, 89-86. Coach, what do you think about the back-and-forth ball game on the road on Friday night?
Yeah, a couple things. Look, I thought it was a 12-round heavyweight fight. Yeah. I thought both teams played well, Paloma. I thought it was a really good basketball game. Yeah. I thought the atmosphere and the environment in there was really high level.
Yeah.
But B.J. Davis, you got to give him credit, made big-time shots, big-time plays. And so did Dre.
Yep.
And he had an efficient night at 32 on 22 shots.
Yeah.
Howie Fleming led us in rebounding with 12 rebounds overall. But, we really attacked the paint. As you know, Paloma, a big thing with us is getting into the paint. We did a great job on getting into the paint, but they just hit some big shots. I did not like some of our things in transition defense. There's a foul that Kamani had there in the corner on Reese Waters-Dixon that was just unnecessary. There was, late in the game, we had a chance to tie the game. It was questionable, was it a foul or not? But in the end, you got to give credit to San Diego State. That's a good basketball team. We scored a few times on the base out of bounds here on that play. got a dunk to Tyron. So it was a really good game by two good teams, and credit to San Diego State on the win.
Yeah.
If we had won that game, we would have had a chance at 4th, and we would have probably gotten 5th, but because we didn't win it, and that's where we're playing great basketball now, but we had so many early slip-ups early, even before conference in some November and December. Even though we had some great wins, we were a roller coaster, some highs and lows, deep valleys. Early in the conference, we had some tough games, but now we've eliminated so many of the valleys, the depths that we were at. We're more, on everyone's settled into who we are, and I think we've improved in that way. And as I've said it many times, as a head coach and or the fan base, you want to see your team and the individual players get better, and we've done that to this point.
Waiting to find out who wins Freshman of the Year, but we all think it's Tyron Jones. What can you say about his big performance this week?
Yeah, I mean, Tyron's been outstanding. I mean, versus San Diego State, he had 22 points, 6 rebounds, 6 defensive rebounds. He needs to be better on the offensive glass. He didn't get an offensive rebound, and I've told him that we need you being big time on the offensive glass. You got to be a great slice guy. You and I went through the offensive rebounding last week. Where's the hoop right now? We could go through it again.
Let me bring it out.
I told Tyron, Paloma had as many offensive rebounds as you did last game in San Diego. We need you on the offensive glass. You're too good of an athlete, but man, he makes some great plays. I love Tyron. He's our culture warrior. We're he's only going to get better and better, and I'm so proud of his development. And guys like him and Dravian Gibbs-Lawhorn, they didn't come in like that. They've gotten better within our system. Our staff has done a great job. The assistant coaches and the staff have done a great job at helping develop those guys. So our system, our player development has not only got our team better, but a lot of those individual guys got better, and that's a big thing what you want to see in your program.
Any transfer in the portal this offseason should look at Dre, should look at Tyron and see the success they've had this year. Well,
I want to hire you as our GM. Can I hire you as my assistant coach?
Oh, okay. The Rebs made history on Tuesday night, sweeping Utah State for the first time in 12 years. Howie Fleming Jr. We'll hear more from him after the break, after recording his second triple-double of the season. More RebZone after the break. I wish I had 100 more RebZones with Coach Pastner.
Well, we really appreciate Hennis and Haight, by the way, so thank you for the sponsorship. The help. They say help is here. We're here, so we need all the help we can get. Let's go. If we need to keep finding players. We need NIL money. We need retention. Here we go.
Open up those wallets. We got it. Coach, senior night on Tuesday night. Really emotional, big win for your guys. What'd you see from your squad on Tuesday?
Look, Paloma, senior night has obviously changed in this day and age.
Yeah.
And the climate, just based in with the transfer portal and everything else. However, it's a big night for all the guys because it is their senior year, and we had multiple seniors, as you see here on the board behind me. But it was a great win. It was we really played well from start to finish. Obviously, Utah State is really good. And it was the first season sweep of Utah State since 13-14.
Yep.
Just like it was the first season sweep of Boise State that we've had, that UNLV's had in a long time. We've had great wins. This year we've had some tough losses, obviously, but we've had some great wins. I really believe the programs as this is a rebuild and doesn't happen overnight, but we're moving in the right direction. And we just got to keep building. We can't get to the third floor rooftop deck pool without building the first floor foundation, the second floor foundation, getting to the third floor, and then we can have the joys of getting to the third floor roof deck pool, and I'll be in my bathing suit there, and we can all enjoy it at that point.
But, it's your first year, Coach. You got to give credit to Coach Pastner and what he's doing in his first year. How about Howie Fleming Jr. recording his second triple-double? Stat sheet stuffer, just a dog for you guys.
A stat sheet stuffer. It's the first player in UNLV history to have 2 triple-doubles in the same season.
Yeah, incredible.
Stacey Augmon had 2 triple-doubles, but one was his freshman year and one was his senior year. Howie Fleming to have 2 triple-doubles in literally 2 weeks of time is an incredible stat. And he's averaging about 10 assists to 1 turnover over the last 6 or 7 games.
Big.
He's the leading rebounder in the Mountain West Conference play for all perimeter players. Again, you can't say that he hasn't gotten better within the program. He's improved. He's gotten better. I'm very proud of Howie. And boy, are we going to need him to be a stat sheet stuffer this week, and especially starting on Wednesday if we want to have any chance to advance beyond Wednesday.
It means a lot. I've had a lot of highs and lows in my college career, but thanks to God, I've been able to play through some things, some injuries I've had that a lot of people wouldn't be able to play through. So I'm just grateful to be here, and I'm accepting of the love. Although a lot of love comes with some hate too, so you got to accept that too. But you know, I'm just sticking to the plan. You know, playing basketball. This is what I love to do, and I'm grateful to be here. I think it's really on the coaching staff. I think they did a good job of giving us some adjustments to make to prepare us for these guys, and like we talked about last time, just our personal pride in guarding. I think we took a huge step going into what we think we could win the tournament. So I think we're going in the right direction.
Coach, you said after the GCU loss, your team responded to the statements you made about your team defensively.
Well, I made a statement after the GCU loss that it was the worst defensive team that I had coached in my 15 years. Yeah. You know, I've coached over 500 games as a Division I head coach in high-level places and high-level leagues, and my teams have always been great defensively. Yeah. And our team wasn't good defensively. And in the last few games, now, San Diego State, we gave up too many points. We weren't as good as we needed to be defensively. But the UNR game and the Utah State game, I thought we were really good defensively against some of their main guys. We did a good job there. We've improved in that area. We're going to need to be great defensively against Wyoming. Yeah. But yeah, they responded to my comments, so I'm proud of them on that. And I didn't blame anybody. I took the responsibility. When I said that comment, I said it's my deal. I'm the head coach. We haven't been good enough defensively, and that's on me. Now, on the flip side, offensively, we've been the Runnin Rebels now. We move that ball. You look at our points per possession. We live in the paint. Yeah. We play fast. We don't massage the ball. We don't give the ball a headache. We have player movement, ball movement. So we got to be good on both sides of the ball. This isn't a one-sided ball type of deal. But they responded for the most part defensively. We're going to be really good defensively versus Wyoming on.
It's tourney time at the Thomas & Mack noon tip-off. UNLV taking on Wyoming. Coach, how fired up are you for this week with the tournament experience?
Well, look, everybody starts 0-0. And I'm going to tell you this. I'm like sad because I don't want the season to end because we're starting to play our best basketball. Yeah. I wish we could have November and December back because we're playing so good. We figured it out. Yeah. But now it becomes to a point where it's, win or go home. And so we know we've got a really tough test on Wednesday. Yep. Like I said, they thumped us the first time we played them. There's just no denying that. I was out of it because of altitude sickness. I literally thought the walls were closing in on me, and it was it was awful. Yeah. Altitude sickness was awful, and I had multiple guys that were struggling. So good news is we're not in the altitude here, but we do know that Wyoming's a very well-coached basketball team. Yep. They've won 5 of 6. They're playing 4 perimeter players now. Before, when we first played them, they were playing 2 bigs and 3 perimeter players. They're playing 4 guards. They're great at getting downhill. They are a great offensive rebounding team. They fly in on the glass. They're a very good 3-point shooting team. So we're going to have to play. We got to defend. And they've got really good talent, good players. It's going to be a heck of a game. It's going to be just a complete battle, a fight. A 12-round deal on Wednesday at noon.
I'm so excited. Counting down the minutes, counting down the hours till the noon tip-off on Wednesday. But, Coach, want to say thank you for being on the RebZone. We've had some great times with you at the gas station.
You are awesome with a capital A, okay? I mean, we had some great times at the gas station.
Boise State.
You are
Utah
terrific.
State.
You are, like, you cannot leave us. You've got to be here for a long time. You make Las Vegas awesome. I mean, listen. One of the things I've been saying is, and you can see the gas station there, that every time after wins, we get to go to the gas station, and we do that after wins, and it's there. It's hard for me to eat after wins or even drink after wins.
Look at him working. He's still working.
I'm on the phone. I'm working
24/7.
There I am yelling at the official. I mean, what the heck? I've done that multiple times this year. But we had some great wins, as we mentioned, sweeping Utah State, sweeping Boise State, at Stanford, at Memphis, beating UNR here in overtime, 3-0 in overtime games. We've got special players. We're playing great basketball. We're playing fast. We just got to clean some things up. We're building things the right way, so we're getting there. And I'm excited about everything. And you just know that I believe that the head of tourism in Las Vegas should plaster you all over the place. That will draw people to Las Vegas. We can never let her leave. She's a rock star. Awesome with a capital A.
You're so sweet. Thank you so much, Coach Pastner. We've had so much fun on this show. We hope you've enjoyed it all season long. It is tournament hoops time at the Thomas & Mack Rebel Nation. We need you there. See you at the Thomas & Mack. Thanks for watching the Fox 5 RebZone.